What's going on YouTube? Your boy Black Prince the Barber. We just gonna dive right into this tutorial. First you grab your brush and you know what I'm saying, make sure you brush the client's hair, because you know you don't want to just throw your clippers in the client's hair and then you know what I'm saying, you might just dull your blades. I'm not saying that my client have nappy hair. It's just the point of, you know, you don't want your blades to snag or anything like that, because you know you want a clean cut. So once you always start to cut out clean, it's gonna end clean. But just go thoroughly and brush the client's hair as needed, because you know that's the first process of cutting. Then I grab my pick. Now this fade right here is actually a taper fade, but it's a disconnected taper fade. That means, you know what I'm saying, the hair on the top is thicker than the fade that I'm gonna present on my client. But yeah, you just want to separate that because it's a disconnected fade. So the hair on the top is gonna be much heavier. So you know what I'm saying, don't criticize me in the comment section talking about, oh, I see a line right there. The reason the line right there, because that's why, you know what I'm saying, he asked for the sponge. So that sponge disconnect the fade from the haircut. But if you don't understand what I'm saying, man, just rewind this video and just understand what I'm talking about. I usually start off on the left side of his head when I start cutting his hair, but I feel that the right side is actually my weakest side to start a haircut. So in this tutorial, I'm just gonna start it on his right side, which is my weak side, because it's like it actually takes me longer to fade this side more so than the other side. I'm pretty sure a lot of barbers out there understand what I'm saying, but let's just get on into it. I grab my stylecraft instinct, and I, you know what I'm saying, start to make my first initial guideline. And for you beginner barbers, do not be putting too much pressure on that first initial guideline, because it'll be kind of like hard to take out. So just be a little light-handed, and you know what I'm saying, just let the clippers just glide over it, because you know what I'm saying, the clippers actually by itself is actually cutting, you know what I'm saying. So don't put too much pressure on, just let the clippers do the work. And then as you notice, I open my blade all the way up. Now I'm about to go up a half an inch and, you know, scoop out as I go, because you know what I'm saying, I just want my haircut to be clean, and I don't want that guideline to be hard to get out. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, just light pressure, not too much pressure, just let the clippers just do the work. And the Stylecraft, those are my go-to clippers from now on. I have a lot of more clippers, but you know what I'm saying, it's like when I first started cutting hair, I was just using Andes. But now I graduated to Stylecraft Instinct, and you know what I'm saying, they get the job done. But yeah, just make sure your work is neat as you go, and make sure everything is level, so you won't have to really just go back and do too much detailed work. And yeah, just make sure everything is appropriate the way it's supposed to be. And then I go up, close it 2 notches, and you see right there where I'm pointing at, I'm about to use my corners and feather that little line out. Remember, I'm doing a reverse fade on my first initial guideline, because I just want to work in that area first, because I don't want to just be skipping, you know, guards and then come back and fade. I want to do everything at one time. So yeah, just remember to use your corners, and you know what I'm saying, just be light-handed. And that's basically it. I mean, it's self-explanatory once you get the clippers in your hand yourself and start to cut. I mean, it might sound crazy the way I'm telling you guys, but if you get the feel of the clippers themselves will tell you what fade will be next. Then I close it up 1 more notch. Now this notch right here, if I was to close it up 1 more time, I'll be completely closed. But I'm in the 2nd notch from closed. Then I use my corners again and just go up. I mean, if you really just look at what I'm doing, man, this process is so easy. Remember to always take that first initial guideline out, so it can be light enough so you can start your blending process. Now when I put the 1 guard on, I'll be in my blending process, and you know, from there everything just falls in place. But let's just get into it and just enjoy the video. Now I'm about to show you guys something. I got my number 1 guard on. I'm gonna open them all the way, and now I'm about to make my 2nd initial guideline. Now this is where the fading process come in at, And remember to always be light on your touch, because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to put too much pressure. We're trying to cut the hair, you know what I'm saying, we're not cutting the skin. And you see right there, I just told you guys to flick out when you get to that disconnected area, because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to put too much pressure on that disconnected area, and therefore you're going to push the fade up. But yeah, just take your time, you know what I'm saying, just cut and brush, and you know what I'm saying, make sure the hair is laying down correctly before you move on to the next step. But yeah, just remember to always go back over your work no matter what. Even if the fade do look good, remember, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to outdo yourself. You're not trying to outdo anybody else, because cutting hair to me, it's like I'm competing against myself to make myself better. With that being said, man, you know what I'm saying, just take that into heart, and you know what I'm saying, that's how you better your craft. And then I take them same number ones and I close them. And now I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, start to knock that little line out right there. But it's not gonna completely take the line out. It's just gonna feather it so I can come back with my next guard. But remember to always use your corners, because in any haircut process, the corners is the most very important thing of the whole thing. Now you can see that that blend is actually coming together with my one guard closed. But you know what I'm saying, there's always room for detail. So let's just get into it until we get to the next step. Then I place my zero guard on. Then I close them babies. Now the only thing I'm about to do is just knock that little line out right there from the one guard closed. Remember to always be light on your touch when you cutting hair. But yeah, just remember, and another thing, use the corners. Through this whole haircut process, when you detailing, man, the only thing you actually doing is using corners. You're not using the whole blade, because if you use the whole blade, you'll be knocking the fade up. But you know what I'm saying, you just want to use about 2 or 3 teeth of the clipper blade that you're, you know what I'm saying, cutting with, allowing the guard to feed through to, you know what I'm saying, knock the hair down to its desired length. But yeah, just remember to always be light on your touch, because you know what I'm saying, you can actually see the haircut coming to effect when you're doing that type of stuff. But you know, with the zero guard on, the zero guard is not going to completely knock that line out. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, the next step, I'll just show you what I do. Now you have to be very careful on this part right here, because you know what I'm saying, I don't have no guards on, just nothing but naked blade. I open my blade, and right there where I just pointed it, I see some dark areas that I need to knock out. Remember to always use the corner of your blades, because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to just take that and then run with it, man. You know what I'm saying, you did all that work, and you don't want to just use your blade and start knocking spots into the fade. You know what I'm saying, fade underneath your blend. I mean, rewind the video. This is YouTube, you always can rewind it, because you know what I'm saying, that's what I'm posting videos for. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you can always rewind it. But yeah, just use the corner, light touch, and remember to brush afterwards, and you know, rest your eyes, you know what I'm saying, because you know, if you're looking at a blend too long, it's like you get like kind of daydreamed at it. So just look off from your blend and then come back to it. It'll show a different perspective of what you've seen before. But remember to always fade at the bottom, blend at the top. So with that being said, man, let's just get into it. Now I have my number 2 guard on. I'm not really doing anything, but you know what I'm saying, just clearing the bulk, because I'm gonna come back behind myself and do detail after the cut. So right here, it's just clearing the bulk so I can know the area that I need to really just work in before I start on the other side. All right, now it's time for a little detail work. Now, I would just want to slow it down for you guys. I'm gonna be doing detail work with my guards as well. So the only thing I'm doing right now, I just put my one guard back on and I open it all the way back up. I'm just running into that 2 guard close when I told you guys I just was removing the bulk, because it gave me more area or room to work in. But yeah, just use your guards lightly. And you know what I'm saying, now I'm going with the grain, because I just want to just knock that down so everything just flew in place. But I'm going with the grain with my guards open, because you guys can't see the level on this side. But with my level open, I'm just going with the grain. And now I'm going back against the grain. As you notice, my level is still open. But with that being said, man, let's just get into it until we get to the other side. same thing I did on the other side, I'm doing on this side right here. Everything that you see me do is duplicated on this side. I open my guards, and you know what I'm saying, I started to make my first initial guideline. And remember to adjust as needed, because you know what I'm saying, you're trying to work in that faded area before you start in your blend area. And remember to always keep that brush in your hand. Then I take my one guard open, and I start, you know what I'm saying, make another second initial guideline, and make sure everything, you know what I'm saying, just laid down perfect, because you know you don't want to have to really go behind yourself too much. And after that, I still have my one guard on, I just closed it up just to, you know what I'm saying, just to make that line kind of feather out. And then I slap my zero guard on to, you know what I'm saying, knock that line a little bit lighter. And then I come back with no guard, and I start using my corner, you know what I'm saying, to lighten it up. Now I have my two guard on. Remember, I'm just debugging the area so I can have somewhere to, you know what I'm saying, work with my fade, because I need to come back with the one guard open to use my corners. And then I'm gonna come back with the one guard with the grain. And you know, it's basically self-explanatory, but let's just get into it until we get to the edge up. Alright guys, it's the edge up time. Remember to always brush the client's hair in the desired direction that the hair grows in before you pursue your edge up. Then come back with some holding spray, which is Tresemme. I let this sit in for about like 3 minutes. Usually I blow dry it. And then so I grab my brush and I start back to brush it back over the Tresemme so I can make sure it's stiffening up. And then I follow back with the edge up. And remember to always be persistent with your work. You don't want to rush this, because you know what I'm saying, like I said, this is the most important part of the whole haircut process. The blend is good, the fade is good, but you want that edge up to be on point. You want everybody just to notice that edge up. That right there separates you from other barbers. But let's just get into this process and see how the end results turn out. Alright guys, now I've spread the enhancements on my clients, but remember to always be, you know what I'm saying, careful, because a lot of barbers think the enhancements is for the hair. Yeah, it is for the hair, but it's more of a dye for the skin, because you know whatever lays beneath the hair, you know what I'm saying, gonna stain the skin. So actually, you know, for you beginner barbers, you know what I'm saying, I just want to just bring that to your attention. But remember to always be careful with spraying, and just take your time, and you know what I'm saying, you'll have a clean edge up. And to purchase the equipment that I'm using in this video, man, you know what I'm saying, I will leave the links in the description below. But with that being said, man, you know what I'm saying, just take your time, and you know, you'll get there. Alright guys, we're at the end of the tutorial. If you stuck around long enough, you know what I'm saying, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I will be dropping more content. But this is how my client came in. You know, I had to put my boy back in the game and everything, but you know, after he got up out of my chair, he already knew the deal. He already knew what the business was. But yeah, this is how he looked before he came and sat in the chair. And this is exactly how he leaving the chair, man. Look. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn on post notification, let your boy Black Prince the Barber know that you are a loyal subscriber, man. Hey, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. But it's your boy Black Prince the Barber with them fresh 2024 cuts. May God bless.